Hey, everybody. Seeing if it's going to catch up with me. Hang on one second. Got it. Okay. Hey, everybody. All right. There's a good delay. All right. Hi, I am Brenda Sellers coming to you live from my craft room. I know over on my Facebook Live, I said I'd be here about 8 o'clock, but I was trying to get everything ready so that you wouldn't be on here watching me cut paper and that kind of thing. So tonight we're going to do it like I have been doing it historically for the 3 cards that I create tonight. If you make a purchase using my host code, then I will send you the materials to make these 3 cards. And tonight we're going to focus on using the paper that's called Poetic Expressions, I believe. I've got it piled in this chair right here beside me so that I can, yes, Poetic Expressions. I will figure out why that feed. Okay. All right. It froze over on YouTube and it's like, oh no, what's going on? So let me share my screen and I'll show you all these pieces of paper that's in this beautiful pack. This, I believe, is in the main mini catalog. So you can, it's going to be available for a while. Advanced. Yes, I have to talk myself through sharing my screen almost every time. Sorry. All right. So, and I think I've got my camera set where you can see quite a bit of it. All right. I've already cut one of these papers because we're using it tonight. But isn't that backside so pretty? That's Moody Mauve. That, I believe, is, remember, it tells us what colors are in there. Boho Blue, Bubble Bath, Lost Lagoon, Moody Mauve, Mossy Meadow, and Wild Wheat. And if you can't see those, write them bigger on the side so you don't have to strain your eyes. So here's front and back. Well, nope, I've used this piece too. There's the back of it. We're using that side. This is Bubble Bath. Doesn't it look like old-fashioned wallpaper? Okay, there's front and back. We're using a piece of this one. That's pretty. I love this paper. We're using this one. Here's some wild wheat flowers. Isn't that kind of looks a little blurry to me? Like my eyes need adjusted or need new glasses or something. So that's front and back. And that's all of the papers in that. All right. So because you come to watch me craft and you don't come to hear me chitter chatter too much, I will get right busy. All right. I'm focusing on, for the month of February, I have been challenged to do a Facebook Live every day in the month of February. So I've done 1 through 19. I am proud of myself for being that far ahead. I also try to post the pictures of the steals of the videos that I do so that you can see those. Hi, Becky, you did find me. And, but I'm also had added to the challenge for myself to use stamp sets that I had not used before or in a long time. So you'll see some of those being pulled out tonight. So let's get busy stamping. Let's just start with the first one right here. This one is using the embossing folder. This one, isn't that a pretty texture? That is free with $100 purchase. It's Softly Sophisticated, I believe, is the name of that one. All right, so let's build our card from the bottom up. This is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I know that my bone folder is laying here. Found it. This is a piece of Bubble Bath. It is 4 by 5 1/4. Becky, just for you, I turned that piece of paper over, even though it doesn't have any ink on it. Just for you. And this is a design inspired off of somebody on Pinterest. It's not exactly like hers, but very close. Go ahead. Put that on there. Doesn't that make that bubble bath pop? And I'm finding that I'm loving using the glue, the wet glue, because I can wiggle my pieces and then smash them down. All right, more bubble bath. This one is simply building a card. Layers upon layers, it looks like. All right. This is our pretty piece of designer series paper that's going to go like that. I'm going to hold it down for a second. This is from the Stylish Shapes dies, and it's the smaller one. We are using the bigger one on another card, but I used that small banner on this one. All right, that should be good. This happy birthday is from Something Fancy. And I don't think I have used, well, maybe I had, but there's lots of pretty sentiments in that one. And we're going to stamp in Moody Mauve. I think I'm going to just go ahead and leave her open right there. Get that off of there so it doesn't wiggle. And be careful not to rock it because it's super easy to get a little halo around it. That'll work for me. Lay these over here out of the way. Some dimensionals. Like I know I had some. I just used them. They were where they were supposed to be. Imagine that. Isn't that a great place? And now they're laying beside me, so I'll know where to find them. I always, on the longer ones, put 3 so that it holds it up in the middle. And then I'm just going to center this, eyeball center, right there. Going to use some of our in color pretties. And I'm going to stick with these on the back. And I'm going to put one right there. And I know I always say to try to use 3, but I think 2 is plenty on this one. Just like that. And you can put a piece of bubble bath or basic white cardstock on the inside. Let me grab that. Actually, let's do that. Let's layer it. Because why not? So bubble bath needs to be cut 4. That's 4 by 5. Nope, too small. That's even, oh, we can do it this way. And then basic white. Sorry about that. I forgot to turn the notifications off on there. And then we're going, this is 4 by 5 1/4, and that is 3 3/4 by 5, and we'll layer them just like that for the inside of our card. Becky, I did it again. I turned it over even though it has no stamping on it. Isn't that habit though for all of us? Hi, Debbie. I love the layers on here too. It just makes it so pretty. Yes, I know it uses cardstock, but you know what? It's cardstock and we can buy more. And it's not like I don't have quite a bit behind me, right? And then that just pulls the outside of our card to the inside. All right, there is card number 1. Let's lay it right here. And let's do card number 2. We are going to use our inked and tiled. And this is Mossy Meadow, 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And we are going to stamp on a piece of Very Vanilla that is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. I am going to very carefully, let me get my Mossy Meadow, just get the leaf portion of this. Thought I had it. Let's try that again. I've got a marker. Let me grab it. And we'll get on up on the stems. Let me get in the camera. And then the flower portion is going to be Moody Mauve. You can mask it and do it that way, or you can do like I just did and hold your tongue right. And then I'm going to make sure that the stem is green. So here we go. And then because I don't want it to show all the way at the bottom of my card, because this will be sticking out from behind my design, I'm going to lay this piece of basic white on there up a little taller, and this is going to go about right there. All right, let's hold our breath. Are we ready? Yay, it worked perfect. Lay that to the side. And now I'm going to go ahead and put this on our card base. And I know it doesn't look very full, but it will in just a minute, I promise. Making sure it's got quite a bit of glue because it's going to have a layer or two. A layer. And remember to push that up in the camera view. I'm just smushing the glue around a little bit. All right. And now I cut this piece of designer series paper with our, what are these guys? They're laying right here, I promise. Oh, they're up here. Everyday Details dies, and it's the biggest rectangle. So it left me with the inside of that also has dots on it. So I'm just going to put that right there. So let's flip it over and put some adhesive on there. And I'm just going to make sure it's got just a little thin line. I don't want it gushing out. Or getting on my fingers when I get ready to hold it. And now you see why I covered up the bottom of that. All right. And now here's our little sentiment circle. And I had everything planned but that, didn't I? Need those again. All right, let's find a little sentiment to go on there. We're going to use Quiet Reflection. You're on my mind. It will fit. This is called Crafting on the Fly. And yes, it will fit perfectly. And we're going to use, should we use Moody Mauve or I think I'm going to go with the green, Mossy Meadow. Get a little block. All right. You got plenty of ink on you. That's pretty. Lay this with its stamp set so I don't lose it. And then dimensionals, which are right here beside me. And I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to use some of this twine and tie a little bow. Y'all, that'll probably never ever happen again in the history of me doing videos. And then I'm going to, well, I think that was a little bit bigger. All right, an adhesive dot. I'm kind of rolling it up a little bit on there. And let's put it just under. Come on, stay on the paper where you're supposed to. And then I'm going to use these pretty adhesive backed cork rounds. And it looks like they're two different sizes. Adhesive off the end of that. Stick one right there. This card feels earthy to me. So I wanted something that would lend to that. And then stick this one. And these are soft. All right, there is, oh, we forgot our inside, and I know that I cut it. Because Mossy Meadow is way too dark to write on. I would not want to send that to any of my friends and ask them to try to even read black writing on that. So here we go. And again, just squishing the glue. All right, there's 1 and 2. And now we're ready for card number 3. Let's clean up a little bit of this mess over here and lay it behind us. All right, this one is a reverse of the Moody Mauve and Bubble Bath. So we're going to use Bubble Bath as our card base. 5.5 by 4.25. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4.25. And then we are going to layer a piece of Moody Mauve right on top of there. And because that kind of wants to open up, I'm going to build the card on here first and then layer it on there. So that piece, again, is 4 by 5.25. This basic white is 5 by 3.75. I'm telling you, the glue, the wet glue, has about spoiled me from using the others. All right, and these little pieces are an inch and 1, 2, 3, 3/8. Yes, 1 and 3/8 by 3.5. And I'm going to layer them right there, one on each end. This is a great way to use up some of your scraps. You can make it be like a little quilt block pattern or whatever you want to do. But I have been seeing quite a few people make cards like this. So it's like, I just want to do that. Because, you know, it can't be left out, right? So whatever you've got at home, make one of these and share it under the picture that I'll share over on the Facebook, in the Facebook group. Let us see what cool designs you come up with the designer series paper that you've already got at home, because I know some of you do. And this little piece is 3.5 this way. And she is 1 inch and 5/8 this way. And it's going to go in the middle right there. And I just thought the flowers on the front of this were so dainty, I just had to use them. See how pretty? And if you need to like make sure it's straight down there, you can do that. But eyeballing is good. All right, and now we're going to put this on our bubble bath. It seems like I always do 2 cards portrait and a card landscape. I don't know what's up with that, but it gives us some variety, you know? All right, this piece is also from the Stylish Shapes. It's the larger of the banners. This sentiment says, "Every thought of you makes me smile," and that is from Textured Floral, and I know I've never used that stamp. So we're going to stamp it in Moody Mauve and just tap, tap, tap. And yes, that might stain it, but you know, shows I've used it right. Be careful not to rock it. And I just let it sit on the paper for a minute or two to give it time to kind of soak in a little bit. And lay that to the side with its stamp set. Let's grab, oh, I think I've got some bubble bath ribbon. I do. I do. So let's put some bubble bath on the back of this. I'll put a strip of that down there to hold the ribbon in place. See what it looks like. It's sticking to my fingers. Pretty. Dimensionals. One and two. And that also helps hold the ribbon on. All right, let's peel some of those backs off, or all of them. Ha! That was totally unplanned. All right, and now some more of these gems, and we'll go with one here. And down here. And right there. All right. There are, let me close up this because I'm afraid I'm just going to lay my card right in it. The 3 cards for tonight. Line them up. I hope you enjoyed that. And remember, if you decide to place an order of 30 or more, I'll send you the material. Can't send any stamped images or stamps in the mail. So use what you've got, but I'll send you the material to make these 3 cards with a $30 purchase using the host code. And, it's when you make some of the cards, I will post these pictures over in our Facebook community, our Facebook group, the private group, and you can show me what you've been making with the designer series paper that you've got. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. It feels like it's been a little bit of time. I appreciate it. I'm trying to do a little bit. Let me stop screen sharing, even though you probably rather look at the pretty cards. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will get these pictures posted before I go to bed tonight so that you can have those to reference back. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I can't wait to craft with you, whether it's online or in person. Have a great week. Go do something fun for yourself, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.